In this video, I'm giving some unconventional tips for new software developers. I'm going to explore some strategies that'll set you apart in this competitive field. Let's kick things off with a powerful strategy: becoming an authority in a specific niche. Now I know what you're thinking, but I'm just starting out. Trust me, this approach works wonders, even for beginners. Here's the deal. Instead of trying to learn everything under the sun, pick a specific technology or concept and deep dive. It could be React hooks, GraphQL, or even something as niche as accessibility in mobile apps. By focusing on a narrow topic, you'll learn faster and more thoroughly, stand out in job applications, and build a personal brand that attracts opportunities. An authority piece is a specific work that establishes you as an expert. This could be a published book, an ebook, a video course, or a popular blog. The key is to focus on a specific topic. And here's the secret: you don't need to be an expert to create an authority piece. The act of creating it makes you the expert. When I was starting out, I created a series of JavaScript training videos on YouTube, and this became my authority piece. It showed potential employers that I knew my stuff, even if I was still learning some concepts as I went along. Creating an authority piece doesn't have to take long. A friend of mine wrote an ebook about using Angular with Ruby on Rails in just a few weeks, despite having little prior knowledge with the technology. To create your own authority piece, first choose a specific topic to focus on. Then decide on your medium: video course, ebook, or blog. Then work consistently on your project. Remember, the goal isn't to know everything. It's to show initiative, creativity, and a willingness to learn and share knowledge. Now let's talk about a critical skill that often gets overlooked: the art of learning hard things. This is where many developers stumble, but I've got some strategies that can help. First, understand that confusion is part of the process. When you're learning something complex, feeling lost is normal. Embrace it. It's a sign that you're pushing your boundaries. Next, break down the complex topic into smaller, manageable chunks. Create a concept dependency tree. This is a visual representation of how different concepts relate to each other. Start with the basics and gradually work your way up. Here's a game changer: use the Feynman technique. Try to explain the concept you're learning to a hypothetical 12-year-old. If you can't do it, you've identified a gap in your understanding. Another powerful technique is deliberate practice. Don't just passively read or watch tutorials. Actively engage with the material. Write code, build projects, and most importantly, make mistakes. Learning from errors is often more valuable than getting it right the first time. Lastly, cultivate a growth mindset. View challenges as opportunities to grow, not as threats to your abilities. Remember, even the most brilliant developers were beginners once. Here's a mindset shift that many new developers struggle with: moving from a perfectionist approach to an iterative, innovative one. As beginners, we often fall into the trap of trying to write perfect code from the start. We spend hours agonizing over the best way to implement a feature, afraid to commit anything less than flawless code. But here's the secret: in the real world of software development, perfect is the enemy of done. Instead of striving for perfection, aim to be an iterative innovator. Here's what this means: embrace the minimum viable product. Focus on getting a basic version working first, then improve it incrementally. Adopt a ship early, ship often mentality. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Get your code out there and gather feedback. Use version control effectively. Tools like Git allow you to experiment freely without fear of breaking your entire project. Refactor regularly. Instead of trying to write perfect code the first time, plan for regular refactoring sessions to improve your code over time. This approach not only speeds up your development process, but also aligns with how successful tech companies operate. They don't wait for perfection. They innovate quickly and iterate based on user feedback. Remember, every great software started as a rough prototype. By shifting your mindset from perfectionism to iterative innovation, you'll not only become a more productive developer, but also a more valuable asset to any tech team. Here's a wild idea: instead of applying to job postings, create the job you want. How? By solving real-world problems for companies before they even hire you. So research companies you'd love to work for, identify a problem they're facing, and create a solution. Then reach out with your proposal. This proactive approach shows initiative and real-world problem-solving solving skills. This obviously works better for smaller companies. Sure, communication and teamwork are crucial, but let's talk about a soft skill that's often overlooked: storytelling. As a developer, you're not just writing code, you're crafting narratives. So learn to tell compelling stories about your code, your projects, and your problem-solving process. This skill will set you apart in interviews, team meetings, and when explaining complex concepts to non-technical stakeholders. Practice explaining your code as if you're telling an exciting story. This function is the hero of our program. It bravely takes on the challenge of sorting through millions of data points. We all procrastinate, so why not make it useful? When you're stuck on a problem or feeling unmotivated, switch to a different coding-related task instead of scrolling through social media. Update your portfolio, refactor an old project, or learn about a new tool. This way, you're still making progress even when you're procrastinating. Here's a mindset shift that'll change your coding life. Fall in love with your errors. Instead of getting frustrated when your code doesn't work, get excited. Each error is an opportunity to learn something new. Treat debugging like a detective game, where you're piecing together clues to solve the mystery. And there you have it, 7 unconventional tips that'll help you stand out as a new software developer. Remember, becoming a developer is not just about writing code, it's about problem solving, continuous learning, and building your unique brand in the tech world. Until next time, remember to use your code for good.